Welcome back, everyone, to the High Tempo Sports Podcast, episode 37, and our first ever episode on YouTube. So,
it's a little long.
Pretty much, if this is your first time ever watching us, my name's Kyle.
This is Easton.
And we just talk about sports. Mainly we talking about football and basketball. But, this is our first ever time that we've recorded ourselves. We're going to start posting all of our episodes on YouTube. And if you are listening on YouTube, if you could go do us a favor and head over to Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen, where you're not actually watching us, and just hit that download button and then come back to here because it really helps us out. So.
It'll help us statistically knowing
and maybe help us grow a little bit. So
let's talk about what we got going on behind us right now.
Yeah.
So this is our first video, so we are...
This is our setup for now. It's going to get increasingly more stuff.
Yeah, better,
I guess
is the word.
We got a bunch of random stuff on the table. McDonald's cup. We just ate the Travis Scott burger, so...
Rate it.
8 out of 10 for me.
5 out of 10 average burger.
That's wrong, but all right.
Okay. We have different burger
Talk
tastes.
about your poster.
I got this poster. I graduated this year. And this was a gift from my Aunt Kelly. Shout out my Aunt Kelly. She's saying.
Shout out.
And it's, I call it the GOAT poster. Because it's got Kobe, Jordan,
Even
and
though
LeBron
it's
on
not
it.
the 3 goats. But
It's not the 3 goats.
But it low-key is.
Low-key is. I didn't mean to do that.
And then I got my little thing here. I got 4 little canvases, pictures. I got my Megatron one. I'm a huge Lions fan. I got Kenny Goins hitting the shot over Zion Williamson to send Michigan State to the Final Four in 2019. 2019, yeah. And then, yeah, it was. It was 2019.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I got young LeBron and young Melo.
Young LeBron and young Melo.
Junior year LeBron, senior year Melo of high school, younger than us right now, which is crazy.
And look at them.
Yeah, exactly. And then I got one of my favorite players of all time, just because I'm a Pistons fan, Rip Hamilton, along with, I had to have some sort of Kobe on here, so I figured why not get a picture of 2 of one of my favorites and, Kobe, so.
That's not the only reason Rip is one of his favorite players.
Well, yeah, because I wore the mask, so.
Junior year, he broke his nose.
That was
sophomore year. Sophomore year, my freshman year, he broke his nose. And he wore a clear mask. And
shout out Nate for breaking my nose.
Yeah, we called him Rip.
So, yeah, that's pretty much it for our intro of. If you're just listening to this, it's kind of weird because we're describing stuff that you can't see. But we just kind of wanted to do a little introduction to the video aspect of things. So
yeah, next week I'll have something different behind me right here. I'll talk about it when we get there. But it's sweet. It's dope.
All right. So. Let's just get right into what we're talking about this week. So, there really hasn't been a bunch of football stuff to talk about lately. We've been doing a lot of basketball, but football starts tomorrow night. Hence, I got the Chiefs shirt on right now. As you can see, I'm not a Chiefs bandwagoner, by the way. No. I'm a Lions fan. I'm 100% Lions diehard, but the Chiefs are the other team I root for, and it didn't start last year because they won it all. I've been a Chiefs fan for a few years. So.
It's fun. I mean, you can go back and check your Instagram.
I've had this shirt for 4 years.
There's a picture on one of our Instagrams of you wearing that. It's me, you, and Scuba.
Yeah, it was sophomore year.
Yeah, you're wearing that shirt.
Yeah, I've had it for.
That's
forever.
when we became best friends. Was his sophomore year? Not even kidding.
So let's just get right into it. So like I said last week, we're going to talk about our NFL award predictions. So let's just get right into it. I'm ready to hop in.
Yeah, we can go.
All right. Do we want to start with MVP? MVP
of
the league?
Yeah, you pick the order, and I'll give you my MVP.
All right. So the MVP. This is the only one that I wrote honorable mentions for.
Okay.
But my MVP of the league this year, 2020 NFL MVP is Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, you said that we wouldn't have a single one the same.
Pat Mahomes.
We do have Patrick Mahomes the same.
Yeah,
no matter what.
that one's it really just depends on how the Chiefs do and if Pat Mahomes stays healthy. It depends on everyone who stays healthy because Pat Mahomes, you can argue say he would have won MVP last year over Lamar if he wouldn't have missed those 2 or 3 games, however much he missed from injury. But I just think that he just puts up crazy stats and the Chiefs are going to be good. Same thing with Lamar Jackson, though. I have Lamar Jackson as the runner-up just because the Ravens are going to be good. And Lamar Jackson, if he stays healthy, is, of course, going to be in that conversation. And then my third honorable mention, a guy who I could definitely see possibly winning it, is Russell Wilson.
That is my exact same thing. Russell Wilson's team, I think, got a lot better this offseason.
Yeah, for
with
sure.
the acquisitions of Jamal Adams. Yeah, I get him and Jalen Ramsey mixed up a lot. But Jamal Adams, so their defense is going to be a lot better. They're my defense in fantasy and my special teams because Pete
I don't have
Carroll's.
any of these three guys in fantasy, so there's no bias here.
I don't either.
I do have fantasy bias, though, for sure.
Oh, I do too.
But I'm in 3 leagues, so I pretty much
don't.
own every guy in the league.
No, I definitely don't. I don't have a single player that I have in my fantasy.
So we agreed on Mahomes, though, so we'll see what happens. But they play tomorrow night against Houston Texans. Going to be a good game. All right, Offensive Player of the Year next. So this is one that you think the MVP would just get because obviously the MVP is going to be an offensive player. But like last year, Mike Thomas won it
over
Lamar. And it was because,
Jackson.
he broke the single season receptions record. So I didn't pick the MVP just because assuming that it's going to be the same thing as last year. I went with Christian McCaffrey for my Offensive Player of the Year.
I also went with Christian
Wow,
McCaffrey.
that's kind of crazy.
So here's a point to talk about is does that happen often that the MVP doesn't win Offensive Player of the Year?
I'd have to check. I feel like it might be like
it might be like the rule.
The MVP can't win it.
Yeah.
But I looked at the standings from last year, and Michael Thomas beat Lamar Jackson by 1 vote for Offensive Player of the Year.
See, didn't Lamar run away with MVP?
So Lamar, yeah,
Like-
so Lamar almost won Offensive Player of the Year. So maybe they do it like that. I don't know, but
I don't understand how that works.
I went with McCaffrey though, just because he's going to be outstanding this year if he doesn't get hurt. But mainly because his team isn't going to be good. His team is not going to be good, so he can't win MVP. But the Offensive Player of the Year aspect doesn't really go with wins, I guess, as much as MVP does.
He will definitely. I definitely think he will. He's the best receiving back in football, arguably. He is the best running back in football. So I see him winning it this year.
I want you to name me the last time a non-quarterback has won the MVP in the NFL.
Did Adrian Peterson win it?
Adrian Peterson, 2012.
Dude, I am good.
That was my intro to just a quick little
good.
AP signed with the Lions, so pretty much now that the Lions have an MVP, former MVP, they're probably going to win the Super Bowl.
Probably.
So
I think that's the way it works.
Yeah. That is.
Did you see Kerryon Johnson's tweet?
No.
About, like, would it be weird if I asked him for a picture?
Oh, yeah, no, he was talking about being a fanboy.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
That's crazy, you know.
Like, I think we're all fans.
And
of
they asked
Peterson.
AP about, why did he come to Detroit, and instead of going to a contender, but
Everybody knows Detroit's a contender.
But anyways, he said he's strictly there to help the 2 young running backs become great running backs, which is awesome. I love that out of AP. I was so happy when we got him just because I know that's why he's there. He's there to help Kerryon and Swift become greats like he was. And then also just another signing was Jadeveon Clowney finally found a team as he signs with the Tennessee Titans. Which I'm surprised it took him so long because he wanted way more money than expected. But
so is it okay if we take a break from the awards real quick and talk about AP a little more?
Sure, yeah.
So AP, Adrian Peterson, I think we can both agree that football is a lot harder to keep up with, as football players
Like
are
body-wise?
No. Like as a kid, like as a fan, it's a lot harder to keep track of everybody on a football team.
Yeah,
versus
just
like
because there's a
basketball
lot
team.
more, yeah.
As a kid, I didn't watch a lot of football, didn't really pay attention, but I loved Adrian Peterson when he was on the Vikings.
That's the thing too. Yeah, I liked AP when I was on the Vikings, and I was a Lions fan, and I still liked him.
You played Madden, and I played with the Vikings, so seeing him in a Lions jersey is gonna be like a childhood, like my child is gonna come out.
Yeah, like a dream. Like if you'd have told me, 8 years ago that AP'd be on the Lions at some point,
I would bullshit.
Let's go.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
obviously it's not that big of a deal. They don't know if Matt Patricia said he doesn't know if he's gonna play week 1 or not. He'll get touches. Like he's definitely gonna get rushing attempts at some point.
As long as he doesn't take away from DeAndre Swift.
And he's not gonna.
Yeah.
I don't think he will. He's just gonna be a guy that maybe you put him on third down, end of game type situation. Guy who has, what's the word? He has experience. That's the word.
Also another runner up while we're talking about him. This is fantasy bias and team bias. Matt Stafford is also an MVP dark horse.
It really
whether
just
you like it
depends
or
on how
not.
the Lions do. It really does.
Yeah, it does.
So let's move on to Defensive Player of the Year. This one is kind of a tough one. Last year it was Stephon Gilmore. He was the first corner to win it in a while. Usually it's like a defensive end or a linebacker. I got the young stud from Pittsburgh. I got T.J. Watt winning Defensive Player of the Year.
Wow. I've got a
Shout out to Nate because I know he'd love that take, but I do believe it.
I've got a vet, an absolute football vet, already won it twice. Aaron Donald winning it again.
Yeah, I seen there was like a projection, a website that I was just looking at all the like what they think, and Aaron Donald was the number one. T.J. Watt had a crazy good year last year. Like he had a crazy good year, and I just think that he's only gonna improve because he's so young. As long as he doesn't get hurt, I'm all for T.J. Watt.
Is there a third Watt brother?
Yeah, there's Derek.
Is he in college?
Watt. Nah, he plays for the Steelers too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a fullback. That's why Nate thinks the Steelers will get J.J. Watt at some point, so they'll all team up.
Do you know how dope that would be? High hopes, Nate. High hopes. That's a dream right there. That's a dream.
What? You never know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't really have a debate there. Like,
yeah. Offensive rookie of the year. Who you got?
I got CEH, Clyde Edwards-Helaire from the Kansas City Chiefs, running back.
See, I didn't pick him because I think he's going to be splitting touches because I'm trying to think. Damon Williams.
Damon Williams opted out of the season.
Raheem Mostert plays for 49ers.
You're thinking of Darrell Williams. They have 2 D. Williams.
See, that's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
I went with a guy who is immediately in a place to be the number one option, and that
Don't say Joe Burrow.
It's Joe Burrow.
Nah,
it's
bro,
Joe
it's
Burrow.
not Joe Burrow.
Yeah, it is.
It's not
Yeah,
Joe
it
Burrow. No, bro.
Why do you not think it's Joe
Dude,
Burrow?
Clyde Edwards-Helaire is immediately going to become the number one back, and he catches a lot of passes out of the backfield. And his team's just going to be way better. Burrow's going to be... I like Joe Burrow. It's not no hate against Joe Burrow, but, like, that offense sucks. Like, they just aren't good. The offensive line's horrible, so he's going to be getting hit a lot. He's going to be throwing a lot of bad passes just because he's not going to have time to survey the field. If Joe Burrow wins it, I wouldn't be surprised, but, I mean... I don't know. I mean, it makes more sense than like Tua or like Justin Herbert, a couple other rookie quarterbacks, because those guys, they're probably not going to start at the beginning of the year. Burrow obviously is going to, be the starter day one.
The other guy I was considering was Henry Ruggs, the third. But I don't really see a wide receiver.
I don't see a wide receiver winning it. That'd be crazy. But
I've got Joe. But I don't see. I can't ever say his name.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Helaire?
I say Helaire. I don't think it's Hilaire. I think it's Helaire.
Helaire. I can see him winning
I just call him CEH though.
CEH, I like that. But I got Joe Burrow winning it.
Okay.
And I'm a huge Joe Burrow fan. That is biased.
So, on to Defensive Rookie of the Year. This one is a shout out to another one of my friends. Shout out to Scuba. I got Patrick Queen, inside linebacker of the Baltimore Ravens, winning Defensive Rookie of the Year.
I got Isaiah Simmons winning it. Linebacker out of Clemson. Linebacker, safety, corner, D end, whatever you need him to be.
That's fair.
He's the most versatile defensive player.
The reason
in the draft.
why I don't think that is because he's on Arizona, and Arizona has a guy in Chandler Jones who almost won Defensive Player of the Year last year. He got second place. So I don't know how many like opportunities he's gonna have on the field. Like he's gonna play a lot, but like it's opportunities behind those vets.
Like whether or not he gets first to the football.
Patrick Queen is just like the Baltimore Ravens needed linebackers. He's going to come in and be the guy. Like he's going to probably be the leading tackler for them this year.
Yep.
And once again, that they're going to be good. So I think, I'm taking record into consideration a little bit as well. But I'm not mad about Isaiah Simmons. I mean, I would not be shocked if Isaiah Simmons won it.
He's no doubt, I don't think there's a debate, most versatile defensive player in the draft.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no debate.
Agree.
He's unreal.
Maybe just most versatile player, athlete in the draft.
Yeah. No, he definitely is. No, you're right. That's the best way to describe it.
Unless you go with, like, never mind. I was going to say, like, Ruggs just because he's so fast. But, I mean, Simmons is fast and he's huge, too.
He's ginormous. 6'4", 260?
I don't know. Something like crazy.
He's huge.
So let's move on to Comeback Player of the Year.
Yep.
This was an award last year got given to Ryan Tannehill, who, kind of was starting to fall out of the league and then became a starting quarterback of a team that was one game away from the Super Bowl. Obviously, it wasn't really because of Ryan Tannehill, because the guy he gave the ball to, but hey, at least he didn't fumble it when he was handing it off to him.
It's the 10. It's the 10 throws a game.
I want to
without a
know who
pick.
your comeback player of the year is before I say mine.
Mine's Alex Smith. I think whether he plays or not, he's got the best story. Nobody expected that guy to play football
true.
again.
He might win it for the story, but I just don't know how much he's going to play.
I don't think
with Haskins there because they're trying to develop Haskins.
I'm not sure
I'm not saying Haskins is good, but
no,
they got to at least try to develop him.
Throwing Alex Smith back into the ringer, it's going to be tough to tell. It's going to be tough as like a coach to be like, yeah, I want you back in the game.
Exactly.
After seeing his injury, like, it's tough.
My comeback player of the year is the one, the only, Matthew Stafford is my comeback player of the year. Stafford only played like 6 or 7 games last year. And
they were what, 5-1-1?
The Lions weren't. They were like 3-2-1 or something. But
okay.
Stafford was amazing though in those games. Like he was on pace to break all of his records. He was on pace to break a Lions record. Obviously he got hurt and sat out the rest of the year. And Stafford's gonna come back. I mean, a lot of people actually have been praising Stafford this offseason, like saying he's gonna have. Like I've actually been seeing from non-Lions biased pages, like Stafford's a dark horse for MVP, like you said, which is really weird because Stafford's always been a guy who
goes under the radar.
Who goes so under the like people forget about how good Stafford can be. I'm not trying to sit here and say Stafford's the best quarterback in the league. He's not even a top 5 quarterback in the league, but he just is so underrated, and for how much he's had to carry the Lions offense ever since he's been there. And now hopefully with Swift, and I want to say carry on, but I just don't know because of the injuries, but now hopefully they can take a little burden off Stafford to become even more of a threat.
Yeah, and I love the Stafford pick. And Stafford came out and he said, I'm a dark horse for MVP. He said, I'm front runner for MVP. I'm winning the thing.
He said that?
Yeah, he tweeted it or something. I think Stafford.
Twitter? I don't think he has Twitter.
Instagram. Sorry, I sniffled. Instagram or something. But he, remember the stat that came out where it was the passing yards leader, and through week 6 of the playoff or week 6 of the season, he was number 4.
And we already had our bye week.
We had already had our bye, and none of the other quarterbacks in the top 5 had a bye week yet. All had played the whole season.
Yeah.
He is a monster, and it does help.
And Stafford wasn't throwing that many picks. That's kind of been something with Stafford where he'll be having a good game, and then he'll just randomly throw an interception, and then it kind of just throws everything off for the rest of the game. But his touchdown to interception ratio was very good at the start of the year last year.
And not having much of a running attack does help your passing yards, because everybody knows, you're going to hand it off to our running backs with no offensive line. And we're going to stop you. So they just know it's Matthew Stafford just throws the ball. So that helps the stats, no doubt.
I just love, I really hope Darrell Bevel, our new offensive coordinator, who last year looked very good in his first year, brings out some more tools out of the bag, especially with, these 3 running backs in the backfield. I can't wait to, and we know us bringing back Amendola as well. I mean, we have a lot of weapons on the offense now. Like I was thinking about it. The Lions have a lot of weapons on offense. We got the 3 backs, like I said. You got T.J. Hawkinson, who I kind of just forgot about. Like, he's our first-round pick last year. He could end up being a star. He actually had a pretty solid rookie year. You still have Kenny Galladay, who's become a top 12 wide receiver. I want to say. I'm trying to say a word.
12.
Top 15 that everyone can agree on. 12 is like, I think he's top 12. I think he's top 10. But
I think he's number 10.
Marvin Jones, who is a great second option. He has the deep ball potential. He's been a great deep threat. And Danny Amendola, who is a quick slant guy. Exactly. He's a veteran too. So
I like
all
this
about the line and the defense this year.
Definitely. And that's an issue with our line. Matt Stafford's getting hit too much.
I just realized I didn't even think about Jeff Okudah for Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Oh, I didn't.
He didn't even cross my mind.
I didn't consider him. Like, he crossed my mind, but I was like,
I completely forgot about him. I wouldn't have picked him, but just because it's hard for a corner to win any type of award like that.
They have the most. They're 1-on-1 on an island. They have the most room for error. It's hard for them to win. All
right, so let's go on to Coach of the Year. Who you got for your Coach of the Year?
Bruce Arians for the Tampa Bay Bucks.
I like that. Just because, they're going to be they're going to be good.
They've got the best. They have one of, not the best. I can't even say they have the best because they haven't played a game with their
on
core.
Paper, they have an amazing offense.
They have a top 3 offense in the NFL on paper.
Top
Saints,
five. Top five.
Chiefs,
Saints, Chiefs,
Ravens.
There's one more that I was forget. The Cowboys have a really good offense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, they have a top like 7 offense.
Very good offense.
Yeah.
Very
but
good.
Obviously we have yet to see it go all together.
Yeah.
I seen Gronk as the front runner for comeback play of the year too.
Oh,
Which
easily.
Does that work? He didn't even play last year. Like, he's coming back from retirement, but I don't know if that qualifies him as. Does it go off of his last season? It's like because it's like most improved player, pretty much. Like that's pretty much what it is.
I mean, it's like
it's most improved player, but it's like if you got injured, then you can probably win.
Yeah, like didn't Ryan Shazier win it?
I don't know.
I think Ryan Shazier won it.
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know,
but
I'm not sure how it works.
My coach of the year is Frank Reach, the Colts coach. I think that's how I'm pronouncing his. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. But I wanted to go with a team that is gonna just improve a lot from last year, kind of like Bruce Arians. For me, it came down to him, and I was considering Bill Belichick.
Me too.
Just because the Patriots lost so much, and what if they're still really good, you know? And then I was considering the Broncos head coach, and I really cannot think of who that is at the moment. But I think the Colts are going to be they're going to win their division. They're going to be really, really good. And
I think the Colts will be really
I think they
good
could win it 11, 12 games this year. So hopefully that's not a bad take in a couple months. But
no, I definitely like that pick. I like the Colts this year. They're going to be a lot of fun. I like the Bills this year. I think Bills Mafia.
A lot of people are high on the Bills this year.
Bills Mafia is just unreal.
Yeah. So
no, I like that. I like that pick.
Let's move on to the Super Bowl champion and the Super Bowl MVP, kind of just in the same little spot here.
Okay.
Actually, no. Let's do the Super Bowl runner-up first. Who we think is going to lose in the Super Bowl.
I think we should do the Super Bowl.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because I think it'll be like, oh, they're going to lose. Who'd they beat them? Or who'd beat them, you know? Let's just do the runner-up.
Okay.
My Super Bowl runner-up, I'm sorry, Scuba. It's the Baltimore Ravens as my Super Bowl runner-up.
My Super Bowl runner-up, New Orleans Saints.
My Super Bowl champions are the New Orleans Saints, and Drew Brees is my Super Bowl MVP. I almost said Finals MVP. What?
Wait, who's your MVP?
Drew Brees, and the Saints win it. I have them winning it.
I've got the Chiefs.
Okay.
And Patrick Mahomes repeating.
That'd be crazy.
Back to back.
I think that it was tough for me because I think the Saints are gonna make it. But I could so see the Seahawks making it, dude. I don't know why.
No, me too. No.
I can't see the 49ers making it again.
Me either.
I could so see Seattle making it and losing, though.
Seattle only got better this offseason.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot better. Will you bring in Jamal Adams, the top safety, one of the top safeties in the NFL?
Yeah,
you're going to be better.
Safety, probably.
You're going to get a lot better. Especially when you're known for your defense.
I just think the Saints have just gotten so unlucky in the past several years that they gotta make it to one, right?
And they're all grown up now. Alvin Kamara's coming into his prime year, and
Alvin
Mike
Kamara
Thomas.
and the Saints came out today that they are very, very close to signing a new extension.
He'll play Sunday,
which is huge. Oh yeah, and they're gonna sign a new extension though, not just for this year. They're gonna give him that bag. So
which is awesome. But it's Alvin Kamara's prime year, Mike Thomas' prime year.
Their
Drew Brees
defense got better.
Prime,
their defense has kind of been the questionable thing about them, but their defense got better. And for the Ravens, they pretty much only got better this offseason too. But, making it to the Super Bowl is better than what they did last year, losing in the first round. So, yeah, I mean, I got the Saints winning it all. You got the Saints losing to the Chiefs. Pretty similar there.
Yeah. Wait, who do you have the Saints losing to or beating?
The Ravens.
Ravens.
I think the Ravens will maybe make it. I don't know. They'll make it to the conference championship game.
I don't know if the Chiefs...
They'll make it to the game before the Super Bowl.
Those are two high-powered offenses going at it.
Same if the Chiefs and Saints.
Yeah, good point. It's not like the 49ers.
Yeah. It would be nuts if the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl.
Awesome. It would be awesome.
That would be Tom Brady is already obviously the GOAT, but everyone who doesn't think he's the GOAT for some reason.
He's a system QB.
He's in a new system.
QB.
That would be crazy, actually.
That is my biggest pet peeve. You system QB. I don't
just
believe in
not
it.
appreciating greatness.
I don't
But at the
believe in
same
it.
time, though, I don't.
What is his
That
system?
kind of goes against my Michael Jordan isn't the GOAT argument, though.
Yeah.
Because the rings,
But Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback. Like he is.
Yeah.
He is the best quarterback to ever play football. Most
Michael
talented.
Jordan is one of the greatest
winners
ever. I'm not gonna say because of Bill Russell, but
yeah.
I don't know. I don't count Bill Russell.
No, but Tom Brady, the system QB thing. Oh man, I've never understood it because if it was a system QB, everybody would follow the system, but nobody can match it.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true.
And what's his system winning?
That's a good system.
Is it winning?
I better find out that
Yeah,
system.
exactly.
Become a coach. Speaking of coaching, we're moving to the NBA. So pretty much in the NBA, we've had some coaches get fired, and recently a Coach of the Year finalist, Billy Donovan of the OKC Thunder, was up for an extension this offseason. He told OKC, hey, I'm good. I appreciate my time here in OKC, but I'm gonna resign as the OKC Thunder coach, and I'm not gonna sign a new extension, which kind of shocked me.
So here's the thing: the Thunder is for how young the team is, they're incredibly mature. I guess they're not young; they're younger. They're kind of young, right?
They're really not though.
No,
I mean,
they're like a middle-aged team.
Gallo's not young. CP's obviously old.
Steven
Adams is like. He's like, what, 28 or 9?
I don't know, but anyways.
They have a lot of young players that get minutes. But
they're very mature. Like Chris Paul.
They just seem young because of all the picks they have. Yeah. That's why they seem
Chris
young.
Paul had it wasn't a departure video. It was like a thanking, right? They thanked the Thunder for the season and everything. But it felt like a departure video.
Yeah, it seems like
I'm
Chris
gone.
Paul knows he's going to get traded. Yeah.
And Billy Donovan, I'm going to resign. It wasn't like everybody was mad at him. He was like, thank you for your time, Billy. But what is Billy Donovan's plan?
I think
going forward, what do you hope for Billy Donovan?
Has to have gotten another coaching offer.
What do you think?
Or several that he would rather do. First of all, I think that the Brooklyn Nets would have been crazy for Billy Donovan. Billy Donovan was a guy that was coaching in Florida and was an excellent college coach, like one of the top. Like he was like one of those top tier, like in the Coach K, Cal, Izzo.
Did he coach the Joakim Noah team?
No.
That Florida Gators team? Who's on that team?
Chandler Parsons was on that team.
And there were
Corey Brewer's on that team. They went back-to-back at Florida. I don't know if he coached those teams. Because Billy Donovan isn't that old.
No, he's a younger size. He's like Brad. He's a little bit older than Brad Stevens. I don't know what the move is for Billy Donovan, but I'm 100% rooting for this guy. Wherever he goes.
I want him to go to the Chicago Bulls.
Me too. That's the exact team I was going to mention. I want him to go to the Chicago Bulls, and I want him to just ball out with that roster. Because that roster has underperformed because of the coaching, and Jim Boylan.
Oh, yeah. But
you finding it?
I'm looking it up right now. But Billy Donovan, though, was this guy, and then also when he was coaching in the NBA at the start, he was kind of just like, he's all right. Yeah, he was the coach of both of those championship teams in 06 and 07. But he's all right. He's a decent coach, but, he took a great Thunder team on paper and couldn't get out of the first round back-to-back years. A lot of people thought he was going to get fired after this year. And then he comes out and gets second in Coach of the Year behind Nick Nurse.
Well, is it a bad look for Russell Westbrook? Yeah.
It's a bad look for Russell Westbrook just because of how good the Thunder were this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look at how much better they performed with Chris Paul, who is older, less athletic.
I think most people can agree, at least before last season.
Worse than Russell.
That is worse than Russell Westbrook, yeah. Because obviously in the trade, too, they had to give up. The Thunder got a lot back for Westbrook. Yeah. It's not like it was just Westbrook for Chris Paul, and that's it. They gave up 3 first-round picks, too.
Yeah. No, there's no doubt. This is a bad look for Russell Westbrook. And if Billy Donovan goes to the Bulls and succeeds, or if he goes somewhere else and succeeds, it's a bad look for Russell Westbrook.
If Billy Donovan just decides to stop coaching or goes back to college, I'll be so disappointed.
Me
it's
too.
just man, you had your
you had a good career
You're
arc.
at your prime right now. You are at an all-time high right now. Why are you going out on that? I get why he leaves the Thunder because even though the Thunder were good this year, I do think that they are gonna finally go full rebuild mode. I mean, the Thunder have really they've had the perfect rebuild. Mm-hmm. They got rid of their stars, made the play. They're still good and almost won a playoff series. They have so many picks. They have a great young star in Shea. Lou Dort is not, I'm saying he's a star, but he is a guy who you took late in the first round and has become a 35 minute a game starter. And then you have you have Gallo, who's on an expiring contract, who you can just let walk if you want to, rebuild, or you can re-sign him if you want to try to be good again. But like the Thunder have really had the perfect rebuild, and I do think that this offseason they will go full rebuild mode with trading Chris Paul and letting Gallinari walk.
Do they keep Steven Adams for his money? Just to have
it's
his
hard
contract?
to move Steven Adams because of his money, though. He's on a huge deal for a guy like Steven Adams.
You know how we were talking about a while back, where it was the first free agency with the new deal, the new TV deal, and Timofey Mozgov got paid. There were some other guys that got paid. Cody Zeller, maybe?
Luol Deng.
Deng.
That was Nick Batum year.
Yeah. Nick Batum. That's the one I was starting to think
of. I'm going to make sure it's still recording.
Oh, good call. Good call. Yeah, check it from this side. Don't touch the table. Is it still? Yes, sweet. So is that a rule that every year a team has to dish out a certain amount of money?
Yeah.
Like no matter what?
You have to use a certain percentage of your cap. I don't know what it is. That's why, like, the Knicks this offseason, when they said they're going to get KD and Kyrie, well, they gave everyone those 1 year plus a team option deal. Bobby Portis, 1+1. Taj Gibson got a 1 year deal. Marcus Morris got a multi-year deal.
So do the Thunder do that now? Are the Thunder stuck in New York Knicks land?
No, because the Thunder have such a brighter future than
No. I don't mean stuck. I mean, like, does this offseason they go and get a bunch of 1+1s and wait for a superstar?
The Thunder don't have a lot of money. They don't have a lot of money.
Good point.
They have two ginormous contracts in Steven Adams and Chris Paul, who they have to trade those away. It's not like Chris Paul's a free agent.
Yeah, Chris Paul's going to get money back.
Yeah, Chris Paul's getting paid no matter where he's at. Dennis Schroeder isn't a free agent. Like, they have guys locked up there. The Gallo's like the only guy who's a free agent. So
yeah, definitely.
Also, Darius Baisley too. Darius Baisley's been a guy who's been a young piece who we didn't really think was going to become good, and he's become pretty good. Like,
he's a solid.
The Thunder
role
had
player.
the perfect rebuild. They really do.
Yeah,
I could talk about the Thunder all. It depends on if they hit on their picks.
I wouldn't call.
They got to hit on their picks.
The perfect rebuild to me right now.
They're starting the perfect rebuild.
New Orleans Pelicans. Perfect rebuild.
Nah.
It was they didn't rebuild.
If you currently don't have a head coach, you're not in the perfect rebuild.
So the Thunder aren't a perfect rebuild.
Yeah, but they had Billy Donovan was their guy though. They fired Gentry. Billy Donovan just left that's why I say I was kind of shocked because.
But it's not a perfect rebuild.
I agree. They were on the start of a perfect rebuild, but now they're not. That's pretty much all I want to say about that though, because we haven't talked about any games yet. Except, I do talk about one more coaching thing. Did you see what the Pacers came out and said?
Oh, they're looking at the Spurs. What'd you say?
You just screamed.
Oh, did I?
But yeah, they said they have a wide range of coaches, and Becky Hammond's one of them. That'd be crazy. Also, Dave Yeager is another candidate too.
Who is Dave Yeager?
He coached the Kings and the Grizzlies.
Wow,
Yeah.
he's got a really good history.
He wasn't really that good.
Was he good was it like the good Grizzlies, like Mike Conley and like Marc Gasol, Randolph,
and then he coached the horrible Kings. But I mean, no one's gonna be a good coach in the Kings.
Absolutely not.
That's pretty much all I want to say, though. I mean, the Pacers are.
Sorry.
Who knows? I know that Darvin Ham, the Bucks assistant coach, he played in the league, but he's been a candidate for head coaching jobs too. And hell, the Bucks just might fire Bud and
make him
and hire Darvin Ham, because that takes us right into our next topic. Because the Milwaukee Bucks lose in the Eastern Conference semifinals. RIP to the Bucks.
So what's funny is Sandal sent me every year or every week. Sandal sends me a list of what we're going to talk about every week. So he's got 1 through 7 or 1 through 6, and he this week sent me it said, will Giannis play? Giannis isn't even playing anymore. He got beaten 5.
Well, because this is before, I sent that before Game 5.
Yeah. I know. But, like, we expected the series to go on a little bit longer. I expected to go to 6 or 7 for that matter.
I expected to go to 6, honestly. I thought that since Milwaukee got one game, that they were gonna be fine.
So, me too. But Milwaukee, I can say this pretty confidently in my mind, in my heart, played better without Giannis in Game 5.
You mean game 4? The game that they won?
No, the game that they lost.
Like last night?
Yep.
Last night's game?
Yeah.
Milwaukee didn't play bad last night. That's right. They
were
did.
up like
they played pretty good.
13 in the first quarter.
But we haven't talked since game 3. So like game 4 we didn't talk about last time. So I do want to talk about game 4 for a minute.
I don't remember game 4.
It was the game that Giannis got hurt.
Yeah.
So pretty much Giannis played like 11 minutes and got hurt, and it was his ankle, right?
Yeah, ankle.
Sprained ankle or something.
Sprained ankle.
So it's just something to his ankle. But Giannis played like 11 minutes and had like 18 points or something.
Yeah.
And on like 8 of 9 shooting. Like he was playing out of his mind. So like I don't agree with that. The Bucks are better without Giannis.
I didn't say the Bucks are better without Giannis. They played better this game 5.
Yeah. I do think it allowed Chris Middleton had like 36 in game 4 when the Bucks ended up winning. But it gave other guys a shot to like, they're on the brink, they're down 3-1. Like you have nothing to lose. Let's try, like Chris Middleton is pulling up their 3 every time, because like now he's the number 1 guy for sure because Giannis is hurt and you're about to lose. So you have nothing to lose.
They don't have another playmaker.
Yeah.
Other than
No,
Chris
they
Middleton.
don't. They don't have a playmaker.
No.
I don't think Giannis is a playmaker.
And neither is Chris Middleton. I didn't mean
No.
I didn't. I
And
shouldn't have said
Bledsoe has been awful in this
that. He's
series.
far from
The
playmaker.
Bucks need Chris Paul so badly.
It is not
like,
funny.
I was thinking about teams that like really could use Chris Paul, and I know we talked about this last week, but this series has really just shown me that Chris Paul is needed in Milwaukee.
Yeah. So, some things that I want to talk about after this. Do we need to talk about this series anymore? I mean, do you want to talk about the next game?
I mean, Miami moves on. Miami makes the Eastern Conference Finals for
Miami
the first
beat 'em.
time since 2014.
Yep,
Yeah,
2014. Tyler Harrow's balling. Duncan Robinson balling.
Jimmy.
Bam Adebayo balling.
Bam.
Jimmy balling.
Jay
Dragic.
Crowder.
Goran Dragic
Dragic
looks
been
unreal.
balling. Dragic has been balling.
Unbelievable. So the next season, right? So let's say, hypothetically, Bucks move Eric Bledsoe and Dante DiVincenzo and a pick for Chris Paul. I don't even know if you need to give up that. I think you might be able to go
I
with
think you have
there.
to give up a pick, too.
Okay, so pick. It does make a difference for what we're
I'm
going to
not saying it's a first, but
Yeah. Do you move Giannis to the 5
I was just thinking about
and
this.
put Brook Lopez at the 4?
Why do you not move or why don't you do this? Why don't you move? Because I honestly don't think the money works.
No.
Like Paul's making so much more money than Bledsoe. I think you have to move
George
Bledsoe and Brook Lopez
Ooh.
and
was really right. I'm
DiVincenzo
sorry.
and DiVincenzo without a pick, and then the Thunder give him Chris Paul and somebody else with a little bit of value, like a Terrence Ferguson or just somebody, because Brook Lopez and Bledsoe and DiVincenzo, that's 3 guys who all get 25 plus minutes a night for your rotation for one guy.
But so you see Giannis at the 5 as well. Like we both see this the same.
I'm not saying it's gonna work, but I'm saying why not try it? Because what you're doing right now isn't working.
It can't work.
It doesn't work.
The Heat made
And
the blueprint.
If PJ Tucker can play the 5 and the Rockets are still in the playoffs and the Bucks aren't, why not?
Why not?
Giannis all out of nowhere becomes unguardable by most centers in the league. Bam Adebayo isn't one of them. Like
No.
he can guard. It's by centers that you go up against the Denver Nuggets. Jokic can't guard Giannis. You're gonna have to put Jeremy Grant or somebody on him, and then that creates another mismatch. So like, you might as well try it. I don't see why not.
With Giannis playing on the perimeter, we saw a guy who was 6 inches shorter than him guard him. Jimmy Butler guarded Giannis. And
to a T, like
did well.
Yeah.
Giannis had 18 in the first game, 22 or something like that. Right?
something like that.
Uh,
he shot poorly, and he didn't get inside the paint either.
The
That's
Miami
goal.
Heat just built the blueprint of how to stop Giannis.
And the Toronto Raptors did that last year.
With
The
the-
Miami Heat just took what the Raptors did.
And did it
But anyways,
better
yeah,
because they won in fewer games.
yeah,
Right? So
you could say that.
I think you could say that. I don't think the Bucks were better
I mean,
last
because the
year.
Raptors figured it out after Game 2. Like in
Good
Game
point,
3,
good
they
point,
were like,
good
"Let's
point.
try this," and then they won 4 straight.
They walled him off, and I haven't seen a defense wall off a player like that ever. They said do anything.
How
to
do
get
you
to the
let
paint.
that work as the Bucks?
So
How do you let them just not like literally? if Giannis dribbles the ball and look like he's going towards a hoop, I don't care who you are leaving your man and you are standing in front of the paint and not letting him go there. And we're gonna leave Dante DiVincenzo, we're gonna leave
Pat
Eric
Connaughton,
Bledsoe,
George
Pat
Hill.
Connaughton, Wesley Matthews wide open, Marvin Williams, leave him wide open. Whatever. We're gonna take that risk, and it works. And it's just like, as a general manager, that should be like embarrassing.
Yeah, because Giannis is not that kind of playmaker, and he showed it in this series.
Because he's not gonna make a great pass to kick out. He's gonna try and still force a layup, and he's gonna get fouled and make one of the two. You know, it's just like,
if there's a guy that Giannis could take a lot of inspiration from and learn how to hoop, LeBron James.
Yeah, but that ain't gonna happen.
It isn't. But I was like, LeBron, if he could learn how to pass half as well as LeBron, I don't care how many 10 assist game he has. There's a difference between getting a lot of assists and passing the ball extremely well. And Giannis does not pass the ball well.
Yeah, I agree.
He gets a lot of assists. He had a lot of triple doubles 2 years ago.
I don't remember.
Was last year?
I think he ran the one. He averaged like 6 or 7 assists.
He ran the one season.
Yeah,
like
no, they
10
said
game,
there,
like a 15 game
right at the
stretch.
beginning, yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing for me with the Bucks. You need to make a move this offseason. It's very obvious. They need to make some sort of change. I'm not saying it has to be huge. You do need to get a playmaker of some sort. It doesn't have to be Chris Paul. It can be somebody cheaper who's just not as good. You can go out and get, I don't know. I really don't know. But
Me either.
we're also going to do, once the playoffs are over and we kind of have like a dry spell, we're going to do one move before the draft and everything, one move that every team should make during free agency. I
thought it was the offseason. I thought we were doing it during the offseason.
That's what I said. I said after the playoffs.
You said free agency. Every move.
Or yeah, during the offseason. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, not just signing. Yeah, like making a trade too. But because the Bucks are an interesting one because they need a lot, and I don't know what like the Giannis at the 5 thing. You might as well try it unless you make a move that you would like that more than putting Giannis at the 5. I guess. But you need to do something. You need to do something.
In all this negative talk about the Bucks, big news for the Bucks is what Giannis came out and said.
Yeah, he said he's not leaving.
I'm not leaving.
He didn't really say that.
He said, I'm not one to see a wall and go around it. I want to plow through it.
And which is so ironic because the wall is kind of the term for the defense that they've been getting played against. But like Giannis, you can't come out and say somebody said that Giannis is gonna leave in free agency, and he like responded to it or quoted a tweet, or I don't know how he got it out there, but he said like, no, like that ain't gonna happen, something like that, and it's just like, you can't. Why are you already? Don't be listening to these fans talking about you leaving Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Like you need to figure out how to win first. Like
exactly.
I'd leave Milwaukee if you don't want to be there. If you don't want to be somewhere, don't be there.
Leave, please.
Yeah. If you want to be in Milwaukee, then you need to show that you want to succeed in Milwaukee. You need to show that you want to make changes there, because you not saying anything and like it makes me think that you want to leave Milwaukee. You know,
look at the guy who sat across from you for 5 games this series. He did not like where he was. And in Philly.
Jimmy Butler he was in a great situation in Philly. He was with a great group of guys that were a really good team, like one of the best teams in the East. Probably would have made the finals if not for the bounce ding shot by Kawhi Leonard.
Ding shot.
And and he was in a great situation. He got asked about it on a podcast, on JJ Redick's podcast, and he just said, Philly was cool, but it just wasn't for me. He said, I could tell I didn't want to spend a large amount of my career here. And it wasn't because of the city. It was just, it's just because of how he was. He just wanted to go somewhere else. He wanted to go to the Heat.
And
he
now
knew he wanted to go to the Heat.
The Heat just beat you. Jimmy Butler has demonstrated what it means to find your fit.
And I want to talk about this. Has nothing to do with the Bucks. This is the Heat. I'm tired of hearing this. Joel Embiid is getting traded to the Heat for Bam Adebayo and somebody else.
Hell no.
I wouldn't give up Bam for Joel Embiid.
Nope.
I don't even think. I would say I don't even think I'd do it straight up, but you probably would, right?
No.
Bam is so much younger, and he just has so much more like potential than
he does,
and he doesn't have the injury problems that Joel does. Not yet, at least. I don't. But Joel can stretch the floor obviously way more than Bam can. But Bam's more of a playmaking big.
I think Bam
he fits the Heat so well. I'm tired of hearing this. Joel Embiid's getting traded for Bam Adebayo, Kendrick Nunn, Tyler Hero, and 2 first-round picks.
Plus Duncan Robinson.
Yeah, let's see if the Heat want to freaking do that. That makes a whole lot of sense.
No, I truly believe Bam has showed more maturity than Joel Embiid. Bam can stretch the floor.
He just gelled.
He has the ability to get a jump shot. It's like his jump shot's broke.
He doesn't even shoot.
He shoots threes. He shoots threes.
Not really.
Not a lot, but he will.
Not really, though.
Not in the playoffs.
He didn't really shoot any threes this
year. Does Giannis shoot threes?
Yes.
Yeah, so does Bam.
I don't think Bam attempted more than 10 threes this year.
Really?
I really don't think so.
I think he did.
He shoots middies.
He has the ability. We can both agree. He has the ability to learn to stretch the floor.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Not saying next year.
Yeah.
But in 2 years, who's to say that he can't stretch the floor better than Joel Embiid?
In 2 years, who's to say he's not the best center in the NBA?
Yeah, him and Jokic.
Joel Embiid has been close to the best center in the NBA, but
he can't get over the hump right now.
But he's never made to the conference finals, and look at where my Bam Adebayo is right now. It's just let's just move on from this. Let's move on to another series. On to
you want to go across the country?
Let's go across to Los Angeles. Which one? Lakers? Sure. Who plays tonight? That's what I want to know.
Who's
tonight? The Clippers and Nuggets are tonight.
I want to talk about the Clippers and Nuggets. I feel like this is going to be tough on you because you don't want to hear this, but the two least interesting series are the Rockets, Lakers, and the Celtics Raptors.
No way.
They're really competitive, but I'm interested in the Nuggets.
There's no way that that Lakers or that Clippers Denver is more of a competitive series than Boston and Toronto. There's no way. Dude, the Clippers are going to win in 5 against Denver.
Wow.
They are, bro. I'm rooting for Denver, but dude, there's nothing more that Denver can do.
Is it 3? Is it?
It's 2-1.
Yeah,
dude.
What do you mean?
In Game 3, Denver had a great game. They played a great all-around game, and they lost by 15 points or 10 points or whatever.
No, Game 3 was when Jamal Murray got blocked on a game-winning dunk.
What?
Yeah, Kawhi with the middle finger.
That wasn't a game-winning. That was in the early 4th quarter.
Was it?
Yeah.
I didn't watch the end of the game.
Well, then why are you talking about how it ended if you didn't watch the game?
I thought it was a closer game than that.
No, it was close, but Clippers ended up pulling away and winning by 10.
I thought it was way closer than that.
That's what I'm saying. Denver played really well, and they still lost. I just don't. I could see Denver winning one more maybe, but Boston and Toronto is way more of an interesting series to me. I feel like.
Okay.
I do agree that Lakers-Houston is over. I think Lakers will win in 5.
Yeah, me too.
Because Houston, they got a good game from Westbrook in Game 3, and they still lost. Yeah. Harden played good too, but let's just take a minute to appreciate LeBron James' dominance. He has been amazing in this year's playoffs. 27 points, 9 assists, 9 rebounds, shooting the ball, fantastic. Man, LeBron going to be LeBron.
So do we say everything we need to say about the Clippers and Nuggets? You think it's going down 5?
I think that the Clippers are just their play up. Paul George is he's tired of the memes. I'm tired of people hating on Paul George, and then he has a couple good games, and he don't get no love.
Dude, LeBron's been dealing with that his whole life.
Dude, no, LeBron always has his fans though. On Twitter, I'm always this year. I've always seen LeBron appreciation posts, something like that. You don't see that for Paul George. You didn't see that last year when he finished 3rd in MVP voting.
I did.
Okay, a little bit. But, I'm just saying in these playoffs, at least, he's been getting a lot of hate for 2 bad games that he had in a series that they didn't lose,
Yep.
And it's just now he's balling, and we're not hearing nothing about it. It's come on.
Same thing happened to Russ.
Yeah, you're right. Same thing did happen to Russ.
Man, my nose is running so badly.
I think Clippers will probably win in 5, 6 max. I think Denver could sneak one out. I'm rooting for Denver. That'd be sick if they did, but I think the Clippers have finally put it together. But the Clippers have, honestly, this sounds kind of weird, but out of all the 6 teams that are left, I think the Clippers have really shown the most weakness.
Me too.
Not weakness, just they've shown us that they really at sometimes are really not as good as we think they are.
They're really beatable.
The Lakers, yeah, they're very beatable. The Lakers are very beatable too, but the Clippers are I feel like they're more beatable, which is really surprising me because they are so much better on paper than the Lakers.
So much deeper, everything. Yeah. Who's the least beatable team? Is it the Heat? Are they the hardest team to beat right now?
I was talking about the 6 teams that still have games right now, so I wasn't including the Heat.
Yeah.
But it might be the Heat. They've only lost 1 game.
1 game the whole playoffs.
Out of the other 6, though, dude, it might be Boston.
It could be.
And I know that sounds dumb because they've lost 2 games in this series, but they've looked good. And in the 2 games that they lost, it's not like they lost off a buzzer beater from OG, and then the other game, Toronto just played an amazing game, and Boston still played good. But, like, it might be Boston, dude.
It might be. I was just playing devil advocate and spurring conversation.
I
don't have anything to say about Clippers Nuggets.
Yeah, me either.
Shout out MPJ for that dunk. That was dope.
Yeah.
On Montrez, who we both agreed that wasn't our favorite player
I used to
anymore.
like Montrez.
Boston,
Toronto, though, is... What time is it right
well,
now?
can we go Houston Rockets first?
Houston Rockets, yeah.
What?
Lakers Rockets.
Well, the Houston Rockets are playing. Rockets Lakers. On my Twitter, this is the first time I've seen a lot of LeBron praise.
That's what I'm saying. I've seen a lot of it, too.
It came after Giannis got eliminated, and everybody said, how does Giannis win MVP this year? Is what I was reading.
Giannis is the MVP still. I don't want to hear that Giannis ain't the MVP because...
But why?
It's regular. They've already decided who the MVP is.
I know, but...
And it comes out. It's going to come out soon. It's the last award that hasn't got
LeBron's team was as good in the regular season.
No, they weren't. The Bucks were better.
No, I mean, like, both 1 seeds.
Yeah, but
like, obviously the Bucks had a better record. Like, they weren't worse.
The Bucks were better, though. Like, the Bucks, that's the thing. Like, everyone has just forgotten about how good the Bucks were in the regular season, including you.
No,
the Bucks were so good in the regular season.
People are sick of regular season basketball.
The Bucks were easily the best team in the... Yeah, that's why it's regular season MVP.
Yeah, people are sick of it.
It doesn't include the playoffs.
Well, they need a playoffs
People are
MVP.
sick, so you just want to quit watching basketball until it's playoffs?
No, that's not right.
That's the dumbest
People are
thing
sick
ever.
of regular season basketball teams like the Bucks who can't win.
Okay, now that you added another word to it, it makes sense.
Okay, the Hawks, the Bucks, Coach Budenholzer.
No, I get it.
People are sick of them.
The Rockets.
The Rockets have kind of been... They've been good last few years. They've been all right. But
people,
you know who people
I just want
love?
to look at Boston is up 39-27 right now, halfway through the second quarter. Boston wins, man. Boston versus Miami. And
good series.
That's crazy. Bro, okay, want to know something that sounds kind of stupid? I really can't see the Heat making the finals. I don't know why. No, like, it has nothing to do with their skill. I just, like, can't imagine the Heat in the like, I could so see them having this huge win over the 1 seed, the MVP, and then just losing in like 5 or 6 games. I could just so see that happening.
Approaching the Celtics,
because you got to remember the Heat. Yeah, they played great against Milwaukee, but they game plan for Milwaukee. They had a great game plan. They succeeded well. How do you game plan against Boston?
So the game plan against the Bucks is very straightforward.
Exactly.
Stop Giannis.
Boston is just like they're deep. What
do you do?
Boston's kind of like Miami. Like they're deep.
Very similar.
You get games from Brad Wanamaker putting up good numbers. Like Marcus Smart has been a beast of a role player for them.
Okay, so start of the playoffs, I agree. And I say, how can the Heat beat them? But now I'm watching Goran Dragic play unreal, and I see it as a great... Because Bam is undoubtedly... I think we're good.
Well, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, we good.
Bam is undoubtedly a better player than Daniel Tice. Jimmy Butler is as good as Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum.
Oh, I think he's better than both of them.
Goran Dragic, if he's having a good night, can be as good. Can be as good. He can be as good.
False. That is so false.
If Kemba puts up 19, Goran Dragic can be as good.
Okay, if Goran Dragic has the best game of his career and
he
Kemba
put up
Walker
25 against the Bucks.
Kemba's been playing out of his mind though. Like
I said as good. A good game from Goran Dragic, he can be as good.
But he's not as good as a good game from Kemba Walker. Though.
No.
Yeah, but you can't compare it like that. That's like you saying if I have the best game of my life and you have the worst game, I'm better than you.
No, in a game he can be as good. One game.
He can be. Well, for one game maybe.
That's what I said.
Yeah, but I'm just saying you can't
attack me like that.
Goran Dragic having a good game doesn't mean that like you have to compare to a Kemba having a good game too. If you're going to compare them.
I'm saying if Kemba has an average game, which he has done in the playoffs, it happens.
Yeah, but not really through these playoffs though.
Oh, first round, and Goran has a very good game. One of his 25 against the Bucks.
Yeah, then he'll be better for that game.
That's what I said. That is what I said.
I just don't think you should be able to compare it like that.
I think if I say it like that, I can compare it like that.
Okay, whatever. But it's going to be a good series, though, like matchups-wise.
No doubt. The only problem is that 2 and 4. Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown. One of them is unguarded.
I really do think the Miami Heat will struggle to hit threes as much as they have against Milwaukee. Or at least just get pointers up, because Milwaukee's defense, like, they allow you to shoot threes, and Miami or Boston, they kind of play like the same. I feel like Miami and Boston play like the same type of game. Like,
I agree.
And Boston shoots a lot of threes, but I don't know. This is gonna be a good series if Boston wins. If Toronto wins, I don't know what to think, but Toronto is gonna be tough for them to come back, especially now that they're losing right now.
I don't know. I think the Celtics have a better shot of beating the Heat than the Raptors do. I think the Raptors match up better with the Heat in the sense that the Heat can do as good.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Because I don't think Jaylen Brown, because that's the issue. Jaylen Brown right now is unguarded by a great player. A great player.
What do you mean?
Tyler Herro or Duncan Robinson.
It'll be Duncan.
Has to take that, and he's not.
Yeah, because they'll put, because the Heat starting lineup is Dragic, Duncan, Jimmy, Jay, and Bam. Yep. And then Boston is Kemba, Smart for now. Who says if Gordon Hayward comes back, that puts Celtics over the edge.
Might be game over.
But because you have Marcus Smart back to the bench now, but Kemba, Marcus Smart, JB, JT, and Tice. So obviously Tice and Bam guard each other.
Does Jay Crowder guard Jason Tatum?
Nah.
See, I don't hate that matchup, I guess.
I don't really hate it either.
No.
I really don't. I think that you would rather, though, put him on Jaylen Brown and put Jimmy on Jason Tatum, which you can still live with Jay Crowder guarding Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, I guess it's okay.
But Marcus Smart, though, the way he's been playing,
I
don't know if Duncan can handle him, and Marcus Smart's going to lock up.
Tyler Herro comes in.
Smart's going to lock those guys up.
Easily. Unless Smart gets over-aggressive and over-helping.
But who guards Jimmy Butler, though? Jaylen Brown?
Jaylen Brown.
Or Marcus Smart?
It doesn't matter. That's a good matchup. Celtics have a good...
Celtics are tough,
But you look at the Raptors...
I don't like the Celtics, but they're tough.
I don't think the Raptors... If the Raptors win, you have Kyle Lowry and Goran Dragic going at it. Fred VanVleet and Duncan, who I think that's okay. Jimmy Butler can guard Pascal Siakam or OG. Jay Crowder can guard either one of them. And then at the 5, you got Bam and Marc Gasol. That's a good matchup.
That's what I'm saying. Like, either way, this is going to be a great Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, great.
Western, though. Lakers, let's just say it's Lakers-Clippers. I know this is very in advance because it's only 2-1 in both series, but I can't predict it because, dude,
me either.
Both of these teams, both of the LA teams are inconsistent, dude.
Streaky. So streaky.
Anthony Davis needs to figure it out.
He has to.
Because he has games where he'll put up 35 and 15, and you're like, man, AD, that's tough. You know, AD plays like this, they ain't going to lose. And then the next game, he just, like, it's not that he just plays bad. He just doesn't play as aggressive. Like, he doesn't look to score the ball. It's just weird. Like, out of nowhere, off tip, some games he will be so aggressive. And then the next game, he'll shoot, 5 shots in the first half, and it's just like, or he'll just take only jumpers. It's like, what are you doing? Like, AD, especially against Houston, I need you to put up 30 and 10 every game, or at least shoot as many shots to put up those type of numbers.
I agree.
Have the confidence, at least.
Me too. I think AD needs to quit shooting as many threes against the Rockets.
I mean, it's not like AD can't hit them. Like,
no, it's just the Rockets' game plan is not for him to shoot. If you're
hitting them, knock them down for sure, but...
I see 6'11", 7-foot power forward athletic freak going against PJ Tucker. Shooting threes. It's gonna piss me off.
If you have Houston or Denver, if only one of these teams could win their series, who do you think has a better chance of winning the series as the underdog, Houston or Denver? Not saying it's gonna happen because I think we both agree that it's not, but
Denver.
I probably would go with Denver too.
Just because we've seen Jamal Murray go off.
Yeah.
I don't know if he can do it.
Jokic has been playing really well, too.
Jokic can ball. And like I said, MPJ hasn't had a game in the playoffs.
And like I said, the Clippers have certain games where they're just like...
awful.
Who are these guys?
Yeah.
Like, how did they make the playoffs? And I love Houston, man, but I just don't think they win another one. I think the Lakers have figured it out. I wouldn't be surprised if they took another game, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I'm not saying they're going to get blown out. It'll probably be close games, especially if Harden has been playing like he is, and you get a good game out of Westbrook. I'm so excited to see how the rest of this goes down. The Eastern Conference Finals are about to be
legendary.
Awesome, though.
I hope If it's a blowout one
I
night,
hope that the
I'll be
Lakers
so
Clippers
sad.
too. If it is Lakers Clippers, I hope it's not like one night the Lakers have a good night and the Clippers suck, and then the next night it's the other way around.
Blowouts.
I hope they're both good in each game because
Me
that
too.
would suck if they were just streaking against each other.
Me too.
Does that wrap it up for NBA?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, I got one more thing I want to talk about. Novak Djokovic gets kicked out of some tennis tournament. I don't know which one. Some Open, French Open. I don't know.
U.S. Open.
I don't pay attention to tennis, but I paid attention to this. Did you see what happened?
No.
Do you have any idea what happened?
I know he yelled at a ref or a ball boy.
All right, you don't know what happened then. So pretty much, Djokovic had just gotten scored on or whatever. You know what that is? He just had a fault. I don't know what the term is for tennis. I actually like playing tennis. Though,
Me too.
low-key.
Me too.
But Djokovic hit one and he got pissed and he had the ball and he was just walking back and he just kind of hit the ball just nonchalantly just had the ball and just hit it.
Oh, did he hit it?
Literally here and just
Barely tapped it.
Just barely tapped it.
Did he hit a ball?
And it just nailed this chick right in the throat, the line judge, right in the neck. And he got kicked out of the whole tournament for it. And as soon as he did it, he immediately was you could so tell he didn't do it. It was obvious he didn't do it on purpose. And this chick acted like the world. She acted like she got shot in the throat by a gun. It was just I don't want to say nothing because that would probably hurt. That's got to hurt. But it was just she was just freaking out. And I think it's ridiculous he got kicked out of the tournament for it, though.
I can't give an opinion. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
But it sounds to me.
It's stupid, though.
It's
How do
stupid.
you get kicked out of the whole thing? Just get a $500 fine. Go pay for her hospital bill or something.
Triple it. At the same time, you have to control
Go
your
buy
anger.
her a new outfit or something.
He is the face.
He shouldn't have done that.
He's
a
the face.
veteran, too. He's a veteran.
You need to control your anger a little bit better.
He shouldn't have done that.
Especially when it's your fault.
But he wasn't I'm not saying he was ugh, he was pissed.
He was just frustrated.
Yeah, he was frustrated. He wasn't he was just just whacked it. And it was just it was so nonchalant. That's the part I love about it because it was so he was just messing around and it just so happened to go right at her throat. And she wasn't paying any attention, obviously. She's staring off into space.
So the reason I said the ball boy thing is because I saw the picture of him the person on the ground. Literally, she's curled up into a ball, right? Almost.
Yeah,
She's sprawled out.
Oh yeah, she was I
I thought he was screaming at the girl.
Imagine. You like that, Kirk Cousins? I think that's gonna wrap it up for this week.
too.
If you're still watching on YouTube, thank you. It's our first episode. We're also gonna make a TikTok. So follow us on TikTok. This is gonna be High Tempo Podcast. We're gonna post highlights of each episode on there. And yeah, like I said, go follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, on Instagram. That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
Peace.
Peace.